about units and limits. Units and limits. So I will be showing you how you can set your units and how you can set your drawing limits. The units is the first setup you are going to be carrying out whenever you launch a fresh AutoCAD working environment. Okay, and the limits is shows you the size of the your working environment. Okay, how do you set units in AutoCAD? To set your unit in AutoCAD, locate the format icon on the menu bar. Click on the format icon on the menu bar under the classic workspace, and you select units. This is the units. Now the drawing units dialog box has opened. Now this is the drawing units dialog box. Now for the length type, you can decide to change your length type. For instance, if you prefer using the fractional method, the engineering method, or the architectural method, but conventionally what we use is the decimal method. Okay, now you can as well change your precision. The precision is the number of decimal places you would like to use for your units. Okay, and for the insertion scale, you can as well choose an insertion scale. It is on inches currently, but I want to change the insertion scale to millimeters. So if I use millimeters, I always change the precision to 0. That means everything has been approximated. Okay, then if I use meters, I always change my insertion scale to meters. If I use meters, I always use my precision to 3 decimal places, like 0.000. Okay, but for now I'm using millimeters and our precision is on 0. So you tick the clockwise box, and you click OK to complete task. That is the easiest way to set out your units using the AutoCAD program. Okay, and remember we used millimeters, so that means any command we are going to be entering that involves values will be in millimeters in AutoCAD. That is how you use the units tool and apply them. So the second stuff we're talking about is the limits. The limits shows you the size of your working environment. The size of your working environment. If you want the size of your working environment to be as large as the whole world, you can set it here in AutoCAD. And if you want the size of your working environment to be as little as an A4 paper, assuming you are working on a very simple and small design that you would like to separate from other of your designs, you can as well set it just set a simple paper or the workspace for it. But if you want to set up your first workspace and you have an intention of the workspace accommodating numerous designs, okay, so many designs, that means you have to set a very large workspace. So how do you set your workspace in AutoCAD? To set your workspace in AutoCAD, you still locate the format icon on the menu bar, and then you click on drawing limits. So if you click on drawing limits, you go to your command line. Under the command line, there is a statement there which says specify lower left corner. Specify lower left corner. This lower left corner is the origin of your workspace. That is the origin, as where you want the stuff to start. Where do you want it to be your origin? Now origin should always be at the point where x and where the x-axis and the y-axis meet together. So that means it's a point 0. Okay, the point where x value is 0 and the point where y value is 0. So on the command line you type 0, 0. The first 0 shows for the horizontal, that is for the x value, and the second 0 shows for the y value, and that means they are going to meet at the origin. You click enter. Now the second statement there says specify upper right corner. The upper right corner shows the extent the x value goes and the extent the y value goes. This will determine the size of your working environment. Okay, so for our S value, I want to use 100,000 millimeters. So on your computer keyboard, you input 100,000 millimeters, then you put comma, and for the Y axis, and that is the vertical direction, I want to use 1 million. So on the command line, you type in 1 million and you click enter. The reason why I used 100,000, this is value from the origin to where I want it to stop. It would be 100,000, and from the origin, that's for the S direction, and for the Y direction, from the origin we have 1 million. We have 1 million from the origin, 1 million millimeters. So this will give us a very large workspace, very large workspace, so that can accommodate so many that can accommodate numerous designs, okay, in AutoCAD. So the next stuff you have to do now is to click on view icon on the menu bar. You select the zoom and you select all to show you the extent you've your workspace and how large it is. Okay, this is your drawing limit. You cannot exceed this drawing limit. You have the origin here, and you have this as your entire limit. So your job is contained in this environment. You can as well decide to change the size of your drawing limits, or maybe to the size of an A4 paper, assuming you are working on a very small and simple design that you would like to separate from other designs, and you want them to be on a different working environment. So all you have to do is remember, I want to set just a small paper space, or the just a small working environment to contain such drawing. Okay, all I have to do is to still select the format icon. I will select the drawing limits, okay, and the origin I still type 0, 0. I'll click enter. Now for the upper right corner, okay, I want to create a working environment that is in the size of an A3 paper. Now the size of an A3 paper is 420 millimeters by 297 millimeters. If you want to create it in landscape format. Now 420 millimeters for the horizontal and 297 for the vertical. So the first one, which is for the S direction and the horizontal, so that is 420, comma, type in comma on your keyboard, and 297 for the vertical. So you click enter. Remember, all these values are millimeters, since our units are in millimeters, so they will have to work together. So you click enter. Still go back to the view icon, and you click on the zoom, and you click on all. This is the size of an A3 paper. Is very little, okay, it's very little. It just creates a small and a portable working environment where you can create just simple just little designs, and then you can publish from this working environment. Okay, but remember what I said, if you want to create diverse kinds of designs that you want to find all of them in one working environment, you have to increase your limits to our previous settings. And in that previous settings, we used 100,000 for the S value, and 1 million for the Y value, that is for the upper right corner values. Okay, so in this smallest position, we've been able to set our units, and we've been able to set our limits. So I hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you so much.